and I would use my stop underneath this point. But if I got in late and just trade momentum, I don't drop my stop down to here. I trade a stop tighter, closer to the entry point. So stop's going to, for me, is decided by which style of trading I'm using, momentum or swing. Where people get in trouble is they buy a breakout and it doesn't work right away, and then they switch back to a swing stop. And now all of a sudden they're married to the position. So you want to make sure if you enter on momentum, then exit on momentum, and if you enter on a swing, then exit when the swing changes. So you'll get in less trouble. How long does it take the pattern to hit the target usually? Well, again, that's a function of momentum and volatility. I don't think there's a study on it, but my assumption is, based on these time periods, that you tend to get quick moves on a strong breakout. You tend to get a 3 to 5 bar time period before it hits a target. The interesting part about the targets is how many times it'll hit and just linger on it or inside of it. So I find that fascinating. But as far as the speed, I would say about 3 to 5 bars after the breakout. And again, it's more of a function of volatility and how volatile the market is. If you're concerned about speed and targets getting hit in a fast period of time, I'd suggest you work with triangle patterns, which tend to be more volatile and seem to be more interesting to aggressive traders. The channels tend to take a little bit longer to hit targets because there's so much energy extended inside that channel that by the time it hits the breakout, it may lose momentum. But a triangle, on the other hand, is compressed so much that the market is ready for the breakout. So you get different types of trades. Let me go down here a little bit more, see if another question. Do you think completed or emerging patterns are more accurate? Well, this is for Brian out there. Brian, I think what happens is, again, that falls on in that category of personal preference. In a perfect world, you'd love to see the market show up on an emerging pattern. You'd get in as the market begins to turn. You ride it up to the resistance line, and then you take it even higher for the breakout. That would be the perfect world. So you get in early and you get involved in the initial move, and then you also get that thrust move higher, that breakout. That would be the perfect world. And again, it just depends on the type of trader that you are. If you like to trade aggressively, and what I mean by that is that a lot of times when these markets turn, they're in downtrends. So if AutoChartist hits support and it's telling you that it could move higher, you're really trading against the trend. So if you can accept the fact that you're trading against the trend, the market's going to pay you off if you're right and it continues to go up. So if you want that type of risk-reward profile, then that's an interesting way to trade. To go counter trend and play for the breakouts. Other traders may want to wait for the breakout and then trade for that thrust. And so there's different kinds of factors involved. One is going to be when you go counter trend, you tend to excuse me, have a few more losses, but your average win tends to be bigger. When you trade breakouts, sometimes you have a few more losses and but they're smaller. So there's different trade-offs. So I would say that if you can, in a perfect world, get the ideal situation where you could trade this emerging pattern right into a completed breakout, that would be great, but it doesn't always work that way. So you have to determine that for yourself, which one is your personal preference. How long does it take a pattern to hit the target? I covered that. And our next question, what is the best patterns for swing? Well, I think the best pattern for swing is a channel, because inside of a channel you have a tendency to get this longer movement. If you trade a triangle, I can find one up here. I'll find a triangle on here. These are just searching trending patterns. Trending patterns, you're going to get more these long swings because you're inside some parallel lines. If you go to a non-trending pattern like this one, you're going to see that a triangle gives you this compression. So if you try to trade a swing inside here, your risk reward's kind of skewed and it's not that strong. So I would say that swing traders should look for channel formations. Okay, if there aren't any more questions, what do you think of that?
Hi, James.
Hi. Looks like that was the last question.
Okay, so I think, yes, I think we need to wrap things up for today. If we've got any questions that haven't been answered, people are welcome to email us at support@autochartist.com. We'll take care of the queries there, but then we'll see you back here next week.
Great. Thank you very much for attending. I appreciate you sticking around and asking some interesting questions. And good luck to you and continue to use the program. Thank you.